To ease my mind, I need to find the money don't mind.
From Mr. Saturday Night to Dr. Dolittle, the nutty professor of our time, Eddie Murphy. I'm Jane Pauley, and this is Time and Again.
The following program is brought to you in living color. Ladies and gentlemen, a good evening to you.
This is Lowell Thomas in New York.
The Beatles emerged on the...
Go, my fellow Americans!
I'm Chet Huntley, your host on...
We have 73 television cameras on Mayday Road.
President Nixon is actively...
One small step for man.
Hello and welcome to Time and Again. Saturday Night Live has a history of creating stars. If you were watching the show in the early 80s, you saw the birth of a superstar, Eddie Murphy, who joined the cast of Saturday Night Live in 1980 when he was just 19 years old. Even then, he was something of a showbiz veteran, performing stand-up comedy since he was 15. Eddie Murphy stood out from the beginning on Saturday Night Live, helping resuscitate the show with characters such as Gumby, Buckwheat, Stevie Wonder, and Little Richard Simmons. It was obvious he was headed for the big time, and he soon generated a string of hits: 48 Hours, Trading Places, Beverly Hills Cop. On this episode of Time and Again, Eddie Murphy. He became one of the biggest movie stars of the 80s, and while he hasn't always been able to sustain that early momentum, he remains a force to be reckoned with in Hollywood.
Most recently providing the voice of the dragon Mushu in Disney's newest animated feature, Mulan.
Watch this here. Jump back, I'm pretty hot, huh?
And starring in Dr. Dolittle, a remake of the 1967 classic, with Murphy in the role made famous by Rex Harrison.
It's a dream. I'm dreaming right now.
Whoa! Hold it! Stop! You're talking, and I understand you.
Dr. Dolittle follows the pattern set by the Nutty Professor, a huge hit remade top to bottom from the 1963 Jerry Lewis original. Murphy spoke about it with Al Roker on Today in 1996.
You looking for any kind of clothes in particular?
Spandex! Oh, spandex!
Took the road! I feel good! Woo!
It's an amazing transformation to watch. Not only the makeup, but you walk. I mean, look, I'm a heavy guy, and I know what it's like. And you walked like a fat guy. You walked like an overweight person. You moved like an overweight person. I mean, what did you have to do to get inside of this character?
Just studying people. The guy that worked on the movie with us, that was my stand-in. I know he caught me lots of times looking at him. He probably was going, I think something wrong with Eddie Murphy. Always staring. Every time I turn around, he's looking right at me, you know.
When you decided to do the remake, why did you make him a fat guy?
Because the idea came to me about how obsessed we are with the aesthetic in this country and looking a certain way, and how everybody wants to be, you know, have a certain shape, and everybody ain't supposed to have the same shape.
And tell you something else. I don't know why everybody trying to lose weight in the first place. Ain't everybody supposed to be the same size? Like that Oprah Winfrey. She gonna lose her weight. Wasn't nothing wrong with her. She was fine. Oprah was a fox. She lose all that weight. Her head look all big, skin hanging all over.
Yes, I hope nothing's wrong with Oprah. She doesn't look real.
Ain't nothing wrong with Oprah.
In this movie, you play 7 different characters. Your mom, your dad, you play your brother. Are these people based on anybody real?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I wanted the characters to be familiar to you, to the audience. You know, you sit there and go, oh, I know women like Sherman's mother. You know, oh, my grandmother, that's my grandmother. She's, everything is fabulous, and oh, my baby. That's my grandmother, you know. And Sherman's grandmother is kind of loosely based on, you remember Mom's Mabley? Her voice, if you listen to Mom's, her voice is like almost, but the reason I use Mom's as a, well, I studied her is because Mom was an aggressive old lady as opposed to the little timid one.
Come on, Cleve. Come on. Come over here. Come on in. Let's show walk. Come over. Then you're going to limp back. You walk over, but you're limping back. Don't let the gray hair fool you, ain't?
Now, in this movie, it's obviously a remake of The Nutty Professor. And I saw in the credits it has Jerry Lewis listed as the executive producer. Are you a fan?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Very much so. And this movie was my favorite Lewis movie that he did after Martin and Lewis when he was just solo. The brilliant thing that Lewis did was to see the comic possibilities of Jekyll and Hyde, not just unleashing the person who was your alter ego, who was your dark side. And now you have the dark side getting you in trouble, you know, and leading this double life, the whole comic possibilities of it. Jerry Lewis is so much more than, he's a brilliant filmmaker. When he took the whole thing and made it a love story and had this guy pursuing this woman as a different person, it was like these two solid stories that are classics.
I don't know of any place in the world it's better to get to know a lovely lady like yourself than on the dance floor.
When you started to do this, you know, I mean, as soon as you hear about this movie, an Eddie Murphy movie, the critics immediately say, well, he needs a hit. Forget about the fact that your movies have made over $2 billion and all of them have been profitable. Why do critics continue to harp on this?
That's just the way this business is, man. You know, they do it with everybody. That's why I don't take it personally. And see, a lot of it has to do with trying to do different things, you know. I don't want to do the same movie over and over again, you know, and I wanted to see what I'm capable of doing as an actor. So when you're trying to stretch and do different things, every now and then you're going to do something that's not going to be as commercially successful as something else, you know. As far as standing on the top of the mountain and getting the most cash and having the biggest picture, you know, you do that when it's your turn. Mm-hmm. And when it's not your turn, you can't sit around going, man, I need a hit. I haven't waved that flag in 3 years. I want Jim Carrey's salary.
So you don't feel any more pressure for this movie than any other one?
No, because that perception is that's an outside of show business perception. That's a you know a Premier magazine perception, or you know a gossip magazine perception that people, journalists, that sit around and count box office figures and stuff. But the reason it doesn't eat at me or make me crazy is because the end all is, you know, that I make movies, and if I don't make another movie, I made some movies. You know what I'm saying? And I'm having a great life, and a comeback. For you to truly have to come back, you have to not be working.
Right.
You know,
you have to have gone away.
Yeah, see, it's not like I'm coming back. It's y'all coming back to the theaters. I've been there every season, just alone.
Eddie Murphy, movie star in 1996. When we come back, 15 years earlier with Eddie Murphy, budding young star of Saturday Night Live. When Time and Again continues.
It's about the stories that capture everyone's attention.
People's opinions are all over the board on this.
It's about experts and what they bring to the table.
They're going to back up and close.
Saturday Night Live seemed to come out of nowhere in 1975 with a fresh, smart-aleck attitude and a batch of not-ready-for-primetime players headed for stardom. Chevy Chase, John Belushi, Gilda Radner, Dan Aykroyd. 5 years later, the original cast was gone and the show was in trouble. Enter Eddie Murphy.
Oh, my goodness. That was the Little Richard Simmons show, as portrayed by Eddie Murphy, who's got to be the most famous person to come out of Roosevelt, Long Island, since Dr. J, wouldn't you say?
Since serving? Yeah, probably.
Yeah. How does that feel? And how did that happen? You're only 20 years old. Most of the people who go to Saturday Night Live have some kind of, you know, ensemble work somewhere. What happened to you?
Business is luck. I was doing stand-up since I was 15. I have a cold.
It's okay. I don't know. Do you have a tissue, Tom?
If something drips out, just don't pay it any mind.
Okay.
Just do a gesture or something.
Okay.
I was doing stand-up since I was 15, and things worked out for me, and I got the show. It's really, this whole business is luck. It's luck. The business is luck. If you don't feel lucky, get out of the business, because this is luck, and if you're not going to be lucky, you're never going to make it.
Do you feel lucky?
Now. Yeah, real lucky.
Well, where do you get your funny stuff from? Because our props department has passed along the...
I'm not going to blow my nose on the air.
Where do you get the funny stuff from? Because we've become accustomed to black comics who talk about life in the ghetto and find the humor there. And you were black and middle class on Long Island.
Yeah. So I talk about being black and middle class. I don't know where I get the humor. I think God writes comedy for me, because I don't sit down and write a piece and think about it for a long time. I just sit, and all of a sudden somebody is shoot something in my head, like Little Richard Simmons is shooting my head, and I run up to Barry and David Sheffield, Barry Blaustein and David Sheffield, and we go write a sketch, or Buckwheat to hit me in my head, and the whole piece is laid out there. I don't sit down like a long period of time and write a sketch.
The Buckwheat piece, for instance, was Buckwheat as an older person selling his records.
Buckwheat sings.
Buckwheat could hardly talk.
Yeah, that's what was funny about it.
And you don't think, what if people find that offensive?
No, because Buckwheat was a character. You know, it's like, it would be offensive if Buckwheat was really home sitting there going, I don't think that's funny. But, you know, Buckwheat is a character, you know, so it's like I can do that, and I don't think anybody would be offended by it. It was funny, though.
Eddie, you're 20 years old. We've seen other stars from Saturday Night Live go right to the top and then go right out the door. And many of them...
cool.
It happens around here. I'm going to break it to you. You ever fear that? And is there ever too much expectation? I mean, we gave you some billing when you came on here. Is that ever too much?
I got a lot of... The only thing that I'm really... People say that I'm a little cocky for a young guy. Only thing that I'm really headstrong about is the fact, and the only thing that I know that I have is that I can do comedy. So I'm not worried about me not staying into the business.
Eddie Murphy, age 20 in 1981. He was right not to worry, of course. He was on the verge of becoming one of the hottest, highest-paid actors ever. When we come back, Murphy strikes gold with 48 Hours.
Something to drink, preferably some vodka. Maybe best have a Black Russian. Black Russian. You would have said Black Russian. That's a funny joke.
The news with Brian Williams.
The stories and people making headlines.
And the best of NBC News on MSNBC.
Weeknights at 9 on MSNBC.
Hi, I'm Brad Friedel. If you've got a network to protect, you need APC power protection. Because you never know when a power surge is coming at you. And power problems cause nearly 50% of all data loss. APC protects more computers for more companies than anyone in the world. To protect your net, count on APC. I may miss a few, but they never do.
APC products are available at Office Depot.
Could regular toothpaste clean away plaque like Arm & Hammer Dental Care? Perhaps, if they had our high baking soda formula. They don't. It's patented. Arm & Hammer cleans plaque away better. Feels like a dentist cleaning every time you brush.
It was all blue and shiny, and the clouds were stacked 10 miles high, and you'd never seen so much sand or so many waves that tugged at your ankles, hinting at secrets you'd still love to know. And you actually hugged your parents and protected your sister from alligators and wondered if life could ever be this grand again. Now it's your kids' turn, and it feels so good to be going back to Florida. FLA, USA.
Each year, the average person works 50.5 hours a week, puts in 336 hours of carpool, spends 182 hours doing yard work, and walks the family pet 730 times. If life is going to take so much time, shouldn't your vacation give some of it back? Call for a free visitor discovery guide and information on our St. Petersburg Clearwater Busch Gardens vacation package. Isn't it about time?
Just $3.90 a week brings you the Wall Street Journal. Our personal finance guide and software is free with your paid 10-week subscription. Call now, 800-391-0707. That's 800-391-0707 for the Wall Street Journal.
Television success doesn't always translate into movie success. Not everyone can make the jump from small screen to big screen. Back in 1982, in his third season on Saturday Night Live, Eddie Murphy tried his hand at Hollywood in a film called 48 Hours.
Young man across from me is being called everything from a comic genius to Saturday Night Live's hot new superstar. It's not bad for a guy who's all of 21 years old, but there's more. His first album's already a success, and today his first movie, 48 Hours, opens across the country. He co-stars with Nick Nolte. Do I need to say, it's Eddie Murphy?
Yeah,
welcome.
People in Arizona going, who is this kid?
Who is this guy? I've been watching you yawn. You're used to working late at night.
Yeah, Saturday Night Live is 11:30, so it's like, I didn't know 8 o'clock existed. And 8 o'clock, and y'all in there all happy and peppy. And I'm like,
you think so, huh?
Yeah.
Why this movie? I mean, this is your debut. Why 48 hours? Why'd you pick this one? I'm sure there were other offers.
They were offered to do goofy stuff, because it's been, you know, like, traditionally, Saturday Night Live graduates go like, oh, I haven't graduated from the show yet. People that do the show go on and do, like, a goofy movie their first time out. So my managers, like, pride themselves on, and I pride myself on doing things that are a little different. And somewhere down the line, people always start asking, can a stand-up comic or can a comic actor act really? So we figured we'd just take 2 shots at it with one.
What's the answer? Can you act?
Well, what we did, it was interesting. It was like,
you didn't answer the question. Can you act?
I think I did okay in the movie. I think I did fine. I'm a comedian, always, at heart. And I think I can act okay, yeah.
Grade it out for me, 1 to 10, 10 being best.
And my performance in the movie, I say about a 7.
That good?
Yeah. Did you see it?
Not yet.
Go see it. It's about a 7.
The movie's Reggie versus Cates, black versus white, cop versus con.
Now, I said my performance about 7. I think the movie is like an 8 or 9.
Okay.
As far as action movies.
I'll buy that. But you and Nick Nolte arrive at this part from 2 different worlds, really. How'd you hit it off?
Oh, it was immediate. We liked each other immediately. It was real nice.
Did he look at you as somebody he had to carry or teach as he went along?
He took me under his wing when he first met me. It was like, because, you know, I hadn't had any real acting experience. So he would, like, sit me down in the morning and go over the script with me every morning. It was, I didn't resent it at all. I was like, hey, thanks for doing it.
Why is it? I've never seen a wing. Everybody says he took me under his wing.
He did.
Okay,
he took me under.
Eddie, come with me. I want to talk to you, right? Why don't we stop right here? Let's take a look at a clip from the movie, 48 Hours. Okay. Eddie Murphy's first movie.
Howdy. Something to drink, preferably some vodka. Maybe best have a Black Russian. Black Russian. You would have said Black Russian. That's a funny joke. I get it. I'm black. No, that's funny. No, I'd just rather have plain old vodka. That'd be nice. You know, as long as we standing here talking, you know, we're all friendly. I'm looking for a good old boy by the name of Billy Bear. I was wondering if you might be able to help me find him. Never heard of him. Never heard of him before. Never heard of Billy Bear, huh? Look at here. You heard of him now, man?
Very effective.
Yeah, you see them, like, bleep that curse out of there? I was waiting, so let's see if they can put the curse in. And the curse wasn't there.
Oh, I see. Cleaned it up. Let's change the grade to an 8 then. What do you consider yourself now? Actor, comedian, entertainer?
I'm still a comic actor. See, back last year I was just a comedian, and now I did. It's real strange. It's like I never thought of myself as an actor, and then like up until last year I was like a stand-up comic. So like people say, what do you do as a stand-up comedian?
Do you bring different approaches to the job of acting than you do to comedy?
I'm a bit more serious with it because I'm not as comfortable with it. Like my comedy, it's like I know what I think is funny, and I know how to like act funny. But with acting, it was like I didn't know how to be convincing, so I got more serious. My face did this a lot on the set. I'd be reading scripts, and your face wrinkles, and you're like very serious. No joking. I was afraid.
No goofing around.
Yeah, not as much goofing around.
The one everybody wants to know: your contract is up. Saturday Night Live, the end of this season. You coming back?
I don't know. I say,
what do you think?
Sometimes you say no, and sometimes you say yes, and the papers blew it all out of proportion. They was acting like I wanted more money. It's not a question of money anymore. It's not money.
You're having fun, aren't you?
That's what it all boils down to.
We need you,
like
don't we?
sometimes I have fun on the show. Like this week I'm having fun.
Right now?
Like as I'm sitting here.
Well, wait a minute now. If it's not money and you're having fun.
But sometimes I'm not having fun.
Oh, and NBC needs you. And the people are nice.
All right, I'll be back next year, all right? I'm coming back next year, all right? Leave me alone.
Gary Deeb, Tom Shales, they'll all have it in the morning paper. The man said it definitively. He'll be back next year. Eddie, thank you. Congratulations.
Eddie Murphy did indeed return to Saturday Night Live for another season. But the handwriting was on the wall. He would soon leave television behind. Still to come, more on the Nutty Professor, and a few words from the original, Jerry Lewis. And Eddie Murphy teams up with Saturday Night Live castmate Joe Piscopo, when Time and Again continues.
See why critics call Keith Olbermann the hottest political broadcaster today, and The Big Show very smart television. Weeknights at 8 Eastern on MSNBC.
Gig. Rebate. Gig. Rebate.
Is your hard drive filling up? Then here's something to jump at. Right now, you can save up to $100 on removable cartridge drives from SciQuest.
Gig. Rebate.
Get a $30 rebate on the 1 gigabyte Spark drive.
Rebate.
Or a $100 rebate on the SciJet 1.5 gigabyte drive. Whatever your storage needs, SciQuest gives you the room to do it better and faster. But hurry, gotta get a gig rebates will, croak soon.
Just mix Velveeta and chili together. It's delicious. It's
This is a school where the toughest courses are the most popular. Lectures are a joy, and no one ever cuts class. This renowned institution is the Nicholas Flick Golf School.
Can you feel that?
Yeah. Where the faculty is unparalleled.
Your elbows softer.
And the dean has 6 masters.
People might confuse you for a golfer.
When you go, bring your Visa card. Because of the Nicholas Flick Golf School, they don't take American Express.
You've done your homework.
Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
You never really leave this place. You just go home for a while. FLA, USA.
Orlando, Orlando,
Orlando.
This is NBC News at this hour.
Hello, everyone. I'm Monique Braxton. In the news at this hour, Iraq is denying that it provoked a U.S. jet to fire on an Iraqi missile installation. The Pentagon says early Tuesday morning, an American F-16 fired after Iraqi radar locked on British planes patrolling the no-fly zone. Here at home, Vice President Al Gore says the incident won't change the military's mission in the region.
Just so the message is clear, we're going to continue to patrol, and anytime there is any kind of threatening act, we will take decisive action to respond immediately.
Iraqi officials say they did not take any aggressive action, and they're protesting this claim. Monica Lewinsky's one-time confidant spent Tuesday answering questions before Ken Starr's grand jury. Linda Tripp, the woman who taped 20 hours of phone conversations with Lewinsky, testified for the first time. Tripp is expected to return to the grand jury Wednesday to continue her testimony. The judge who dismissed Paula Jones's lawsuit against the president says there's no reason to keep the records confidential. That means a full transcript of President Clinton's deposition in the sexual harassment case will be made available. Both sides in the case have 10 days to appeal. The wildfires in Florida are not letting up. Late Tuesday, the winds shifted unfavorably, and nearly 2,000 homes in Mims, Florida are in jeopardy. In Volusia County, officials say up to 300 homes are still in danger there, and officials are urging residents to evacuate. Fast-moving fires fueled by bone-dry weather have scorched 247,000 acres since Memorial Day. And that's the latest from NBC News. I'm Monique Braxton.
He's got something to say.
I don't care.
And he's letting you say it.
Who, me?
All you need is a phone, a computer, and an opinion.
Yeah, we already know he's the freak of the week.
John Gibson wants to hear what you have to say about the question of the day on News Chat.
Right on with your bad self.
News Chat, weekdays at 5 Eastern on MSNBC.
Unbelievable.
This weekend, before you make a move,
Knowing what to do is absolutely critical.
before you take a chance,
I was sure that I could make it, and I knew that I could make it. I was wrong.
The best investigative reports from NBC News are on Weekend Magazine with Stone Phillips.
MSNBC, you really want to know.
I don't know. Help me out here. It's a punching bag, right? I mean, it doesn't talk, it doesn't laugh. It sure doesn't give you a hug when you need one. Yet some of you insist on mistaking your children for it. How's that possible? I mean, when you hit a punching bag, it doesn't cry.
It was Raleigh, Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, Jeep. Frogs can be taught a lot of important things. Things like where to get the guaranteed lowest prices on the complete Chrysler lineup. Raleigh, Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, Jeep. So if you're looking for the lowest prices, lowest payments, and best selection, why not say what the frogs say? Don't eat frog legs. What? Raleigh, Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, Jeep. I hate it when frogs ad lib. Ribbit.
If you love your home, don't trust its care to just anyone. Let Williams Lumber's paint manager, Don Mowry, and his 26 years of experience help you preserve the beauty of your home, even from your own taste. Painting your swimming pool this year? If so, see Williams Lumber for a full line of Insulect swimming pool coatings. Insulect has over 60 years of experience. At Williams Lumber, where we have built our home centers on service, you will find that 52 years in business does make a difference. Right? Right. See us in Rhinebeck, Salt Point, Hudson, and Hopewell Junction.
Welcome back to Time and Again as we spent some time with Eddie Murphy over the years by way of the NBC News archives. In the 80s, Murphy parlayed Saturday Night Live success into movie stardom. But along with the hits came a series of misses. And 48 Hours and Beverly Hills Cop begat another 48 Hours and Beverly Hills Cop 2 and 3. Murphy was in a slump, and the movie that brought him out of it was The Nutty Professor.
This may also be comeback week for movie's former king of comedy, Eddie Murphy. Besides getting his own star here on Hollywood Boulevard, Murphy is also earning his best reviews in years for the new comedy, The Nutty Professor.
I read so much about how much I'm out of the business, and then you see people always reading about Murphy. It really sucks. And it's like, hey, those people don't think so.
Now that is very nasty. With help from Oscar-winning makeup master Rick Baker, Murphy plays 7 characters, including scientist Sherman Klump, who invents a formula that turns him into lady killer Buddy Love. Your lip is swollen.
The makeup is half of what I'm doing. When I hook up with Rick, I could bring a whole, together we bring a whole person to life, you know, that doesn't exist, you know.
I'm a big fan.
Thank you very much. I'm flattered.
And Sherman Klump, he is the most adorable, squishy person you'll ever meet. He was just so genuine and sincere and lovable.
Get healthy, get in shape. Get everybody looking all anorexic talking about that's healthy. I know what healthy is.
Murphy also plays just about every member of his own family.
We had a tennis ball, and you would, just so the tennis ball, so you have some place to focus your eyes, so it doesn't just look like you're looking out into space, you know. And I had in my ear, I would do one scene the first day by myself. Then the next day I would have in my ear actors on another stage reading the other part of this, like the other off-camera stuff, like.
You fat. I'm muscle. Oh, look at my little Phil. He's a little Hercules. You show me muscle again. Oh, Hercules, Hercules, Hercules.
And I'd be talking like this to the tennis ball while you were in there reading. And it looks really crazy on the set. But it comes together cool.
When it comes together, it is cool. Just as it was 33 years earlier when Jerry Lewis made the original Nutty Professor. The film is regarded as a comedy classic around the world, particularly, it turns out, in France.
What is the basis for this adoration among the French for Jerry Lewis's work?
Well, I think that it's the same as it is in the Netherlands, in Germany, Italy, Spain, Belgium, Japan, Australia. It's the international language. That's really what I think the key is, that I speak the international language.
But American critics don't know that language?
No, the American critics aren't interested in it. They really think that what I do is lowbrow, and it is. But what I do is an extension of what created our motion picture industry, the Keystone Cops. I'm just an extension of that. And as you recall, the American critics didn't have much to say about the Keystone Cops.
So being an offshoot of that, I am indeed lowbrow slapstick kind of performer.
Here, enjoy yourself.
The critics in this country have never appreciated it, only because they just don't like it. I don't think they like to identify with the masses. And I've always had the public. See, that's the misnomer. Very often I'm asked by the press around the world, why are you so accepted in our country as opposed to your own country? And I have to clarify that I was first accepted in my country and still am. I have a great love affair with my public, and vice versa. And they've been very good to me for a long, long time. It's the critical acclaim that's different. There's no acclaim here at all. It's very silent. And when I go to France or Italy or Germany, it's just astonishing, because I got both. I have the masses, the public, and critical acclaim. Something that I really don't feel badly about not having here, because I understand it. Because, you see, the interesting thing that people, I doubt, very strongly recognize that the critics, although they have been on me, and I've been on them, for these 35 years, they've kept me a commodity in our business. I'm controversial, and the one thing that I could never get them to do, they did for me. You can't tell a fan that loves you that what you love is stupid and no good. They only love you more. They become protective on top of that. And they will defend to the death your veracity and everything else. If the critics really did hear what they did in the European theater for me, I might have been gone 20 years ago. Now they're going to hear that and they'll say, look at what we did. We caused it ourselves. We should have liked them better. Yeah, right. He'd have gone away.
Well, we have to go away for a moment, but when we come back, it's 1983 all over again with Saturday Night Live stars Eddie Murphy and Joe Piscopo.
This is not your typical Washington story, and he's not your typical political reporter. Join Keith Olbermann for the White House in Crisis, next on MSNBC. July 1st, she would have been 37 years old as the world searches for answers about her death. Remember Diana's life at her final resting place. Join MSNBC at Diana's childhood home as her memorial opens to the public. Death of Diana, Memories and Mystery, Wednesday at noon Eastern on MSNBC.
Eddie Murphy teamed up with Nick Nolte in 48 Hours and in its sequel, with Dan Aykroyd in Trading Places, and with Judge Reinhold in Beverly Hills Cop 1, 2, and 3. Back in his days on Saturday Night Live, Murphy's frequent sidekick was fellow cast member Joe Piscopo.
Joe Piscopo Live, sports time, the big story, Clay, Cassius, Mouth, big, fight, listen, what's the story, Cassius?
Can't believe son Liston's getting inside the ring with me. Getting in with me, Cassius Clay, the man that disgraced the boxing. He's too old to fight me. You know,
I just like to tell jokes, and I found out that I could make people laugh, and I looked at my report card one day and said, maybe you should go into comedy, Murph. So I got into the comedy real heavily when I was like 15. Really, like that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
But was it making people laugh to make yourself feel good, or was it some kind of an outlet? Was it a relief?
It's both. It's both. It's like I was never like really into sports. I mean, I couldn't play well, but I wish I could. But it's like this was the one thing that I could do real well. It was the one thing I could do like better than everybody else in the class and better than everybody else in the school. I could do that. I could like get jokes. I can go in the lunchroom and make people laugh. That's the one thing I wanted to do best, and it was. I felt good when I did. It felt good when I made people laugh. Still does.
You know, I never wanted to be a comedian, although I was a real cut up in high school. And like Eddie, man, my grades were just abysmal. And I got into the drama department, and I wanted to be an actor. I just wanted to act. And I live a little bit. Nah, let's talk about something else.
How much did you watch the original?
It was religion for me to go home on Saturday, to stay home Saturday nights and watch the show.
What'd you like about it?
I just like the show. I like the format of the show, and I like the whole old cast, and it was great. I watch it sometimes now. They were your Gleasons and your Sid Caesars and all those guys. That's what, those guys from Saturday Night Live, that's what the 70s were. If you think comedy in the 70s, as far as comic actors and shows go, you think that cast of Saturday Night Live?
To ease my mind, I need to bind the money don't mind my mama day. Lord, you done asked to make me day. He's the dame of give and take. And no, ladies and gentlemen, I'm butt meat, and these are the dippings.
What about limitations, guys? I mean, when Saturday Night Live first came on, people constantly talked about, hey, they're stretching the limits, they're pushing the limits. Is part of comedy to expand to see just how far you can go, how much you can get away with?
I don't think anyone's intentionally shocking. I think there's certain comics that are more aggressive. Like, I'm a more aggressive humorist than Joe is. Like, I'll do something that's more dang. I'll do something, I'll say, hey, Joe, can I do this about this dude's butt that falls purple? And Joe will say, don't do that, Ed. You know? And I, like, try to do it. And it's like Joe will come and say, hey, Ed, you think it'd be funny about it? And I go, I don't know. And he'll do it and it'll be hysterical. And I'll do something that's nasty and it'll be hysterical. And it'll be like, well, I guess so. It's like different people have different tastes in comedy.
I think you have to be more entertaining now, Brian. You have to just entertain now. I mean, in the old show, yeah, I think you had to go push the limit. But people have seen that. It's the country's been through a lot. So I think if you're just plain funny now, not necessarily, you don't have to say, well, let's see how far we can go. I think if you're just plain funny, I think the people will be satisfied.
In retrospect, given the choice, would you have preferred to be in a different phase of show business? I mean, Richard Pryor said he wanted to be a singer. Had everything but the looks and the voice.
Everybody is. I think everybody's a frustrated rock star. Everybody. That's the ultimate. To go on the stage with 100,000 people in the audience going, ah, rocking from side to side, and you come out and they go, oh, good, and screaming, the lights and women screaming. I look at the Beatles, man, I'm thinking that is the ultimate entertainment, man, to be able, people scream. That would be, oh. I think everyone's a frustrated.
Not me. I wanted to be in wardrobe. Wardrobe to me.
Piscopo on Saturday Night Live in 1983. Murphy struggles to stay on top in the 90s when Time and Again continues.
Where can you explore the Titanic, see White House scandals you may have missed, and sit down with the Fab Four? On Time and Again's website, in the on-air section of MSNBC.com. Tomorrow, she would have been 37, a wedding celebrated around the world, a death mourned by all, a princess remembered. Time and Again tomorrow, 10 Eastern on MSNBC.
What sets some people apart, gives them the confidence, knowledge, and insight to achieve success on their own terms. It's no secret, it's the Wall Street Journal. Now you can have that confidence delivered when you subscribe to the Wall Street Journal through this special introductory offer. 13 weeks for just $36.75. That's just 57 cents a day. 25% off our regular subscription rate, which makes now a great time to try the convenience of subscribing. As a subscriber, you won't miss a day of the Journal or an opportunity to get the breaking news and in-depth analysis you need to get where you want to go. Only the Journal delivers it. So take advantage of this limited time 25% savings offer by subscribing today for just 57 cents a day.
Call now, 800-249-1800. That's 800-249-1800 for the Wall Street Journal.
If I look happy, it's because I've got a super night's sleep in my Craftmatic Monaco adjustable bed. I'm also delighted because of the free TV I received. You can get a free 25-inch color TV with the purchase of any Monaco adjustable bed, too. Just call toll-free to receive this free TV certificate by mail. Call to have your free 25-inch color TV certificate and complete details about Monaco mailed to you right away.
Call toll-free 1-800-482-4477.
When it comes to the absolute best meats and imported foods around, Joe's Italian Marketplace stands out above the rest. They're your one-stop Italian gourmet and specialty delicatessen featuring imported pastas, cheeses, olive oils, and vinegars, not to mention boar's head cold cuts and fresh Arthur Avenue bread. Stop in for delicious sandwiches and a cappuccino or espresso. And if you're planning a party, Joe's offers the most delectable and professional catering anywhere. Stop in and visit Joe's Italian Marketplace in Lawrence Farms, Route 9, Fishkill.
The The 80s may have started with a bang for Eddie Murphy, but the early 90s were a bust, with one disappointing film after another. Today's man in Hollywood, Jim Brown, checked in on Murphy in 1992.
It's been 2 years since fans and audiences in general have seen Eddie Murphy on the big screen. His last movie was Another 48 Hours, preceded by Harlem Nights and his directorial debut, neither of which Murphy was happy with, and they were his least successful movies. So after a year off to get a handle on things, he chose Boomerang, directed by Reginald Hudlin and based on a story by Murphy himself. Although vulgar at times, particularly the character played by Grace Jones, Boomerang offers Murphy as a romantic lead who, after each conquest, dumps the girl. But then the woman he becomes really serious about, played by Robin Givens, rejects him. Eddie Murphy, not a winner? Well, the ending, in which he gets the other girl, Halle Berry, went back before the cameras at additional time and cost to make Murphy's victory more triumphant.
At the end of the picture, the audience, they screened it to people, and the audience felt like I got Halle back too easy, I think. And they wanted to see me go through a little more, so we had to change it to make it look like he didn't just show back up and she runs back into his arms.
That's not really a different ending, then, is it at all?
No, we just had to make things clearer.
People who follow the industry seem to be fascinated by stories about altered endings or beefed up endings, but that's...
Well, I think that what usually they think when an ending is changed, they think like, oh, the movie was bad, and they changed the ending to make the people feel a certain way. Not the case at all. It was, the movie was good, you changed the ending and made the movie better.
You have made the cover of Essence this month with a wonderful story about your offspring and how that has changed you. Is that accurate? How has it changed you?
I don't know, life just becomes, you're going into your second phase of your life, I think. And it's just a very natural course of things that's happening. And I have a kid, and it's all those things are happening at the same time, you know.
The little girl's name is Bria. She is 2.5. Her mother is the model Nicole R. Mitchell, who says in the Essence article that being a father has made Eddie more peaceful, a happier person.
Eddie Murphy, personally, and Eddie Murphy on screen or on stage are two entirely different cats. Entirely, you know, and my life's experiences influence some of the things that I do in my work, but ultimately my work has nothing to do with my reality. It's like it's a separate thing.
You two live apart, is that correct?
Kinda. You know, she's models, and I'm an actor, and we've been we were living kinda apart maybe like 2 years ago, but now we spend a lot of time together. Because she can't work right now because she's like 5 months pregnant, so we spend a lot of time together. If I didn't dig Nicole, I would just, you know, be around my kid, you know, but I dig my girl, and I dig my kid, and I just dig that whole situation. But it's not like something changed in as much as you fall in love, and those things are all real natural and normal.
Is she going to become Mrs. Murphy?
Well, we'll see. Love's all right, and things are changing.
I think I've heard that quote before.
Yeah, that's the way I...
Let me rephrase the question. Is she going to become Mrs. Murphy before the end of the year?
Oh, man. We'll have to wait and see.
And does anybody in the family say, let's talk about Eddie getting married?
Nicole.
Families have a tendency...
Nicole says that all the time.
And all of those life changes for Eddie Murphy, a daughter, a son on the way, and a possible marriage, led to his picking a vulnerable role in his new movie, Boomerang.
When you're in love and all that, so you're very vulnerable, and you're not hard like he used to be. I'm in a vulnerable period now, and that's what led up to me playing a part like that.
That was June 1992. The movie Boomerang backfired, but Murphy did stay vulnerable long enough to tie the knot 9 months later.
And Eddie Murphy's bachelor days are over. With James Brown and about 500 other guests on hand for the ceremony, Murphy and his longtime girlfriend, Nicole Mitchell, tied the knot last night in New York.
We'll be back in a moment with Eddie Murphy, action hero. Stay with us.
This is not your typical Washington story, and he's not your typical political reporter. Join Keith Olbermann for the White House in Crisis, next on MSNBC.
The news with Brian Williams.
The stories and people making headlines.
And the best of NBC News on MSNBC.
Weeknights at 9 on MSNBC.
My doctor says I'm healthier than he is. I swim every day, and I take my blood pressure medicine regularly.
If you're taking a prescription, speak to your doctor about the pain reliever you choose.
The lake is good for your soul.
For people on certain prescriptions, Tylenol is the brand of pain reliever doctors recommend most. It's least likely to have drug interactions.
When I swim, I'm free.
Tylenol. Take comfort in our strength.
Imagine 6 out of 10 working Americans being locked out and stopped from joining a credit union. No more low-rate credit union loans to buy a home. No more consumer loans to buy a car. No student loans to help send a child to college. That's what the big banks and their Washington lobbyists want Congress to do. Lock tens of millions of Americans out of credit unions forever. But you can stop them. Call your senators today. Tell them to support H.R. 1151 and protect America's credit unions.
Asia. By the year 2000, we'll have over 400 million affluent consumers. That's more than all of Europe today. And with them will come unprecedented trade and investment opportunities for American business. How will you identify and track these Asian opportunities? By subscribing to the Asian Wall Street Journal Weekly Edition from the publishers of the Wall Street Journal. As an Asian Weekly subscriber, you'll get the latest news and market intelligence on manufacturing, technology, finance, infrastructure, and more, directly from Asia to you. Make the Asian Wall Street Journal Weekly Edition your next investment in Asia. Subscribe now and get 13 issues for just $75. Call 800-952-2626. That's 800-952-2626.
Eddie Murphy made Beverly Hills Cop in 1984. It was his third movie, and like his first two, 48 Hours and Trading Places, it was a hit. Beverly Hills Cop 2 came in 1987. It too was a hit. So after a couple of misses, Murphy followed in 1994 with Beverly Hills Cop 3. It was not a hit. But Murphy did do many of his own stunts.
You know, the action movies that they got out nowadays, you know, you got these guys doing big action pictures, you know. So, you know, I don't want to actually look like a punk. I want to actually look like he can get busy too. So I had to work out and do a lot of the stunts, and I was in shape for this movie.
But you didn't do some of what I saw.
Oh, I didn't do some of the stuff, but I did some of the stuff you saw. You saw that you were going, that wasn't him. I did. Now, there's some stuff. When you see the movie, you would clearly be able to tell, oh, now that's definitely not him. I did a lot of this.
You did a lot of stuff ground up.
I climbed up on that. There's some footage of me on that ride.
Yeah.
That's actually me on the ride, yes.
Did you feel...
I ain't no punk, Brian, you know. I ain't no punk. I jump over a desk, you know, I jump over something.
Did you feel compelled to do that because of what you said when you sat down here? There's a lot of young guys out there doing these movies?
Nah, you know, I just wanted to, you know, I wanted the sequence to look realistic. And I know in order for the sequence to look realistic, I had to be in some of the stuff. And it wasn't like, you know, I was in a situation where it wasn't safe. It was, you know, they made me feel like, and I was like, now, if I slip off this thing, something's going to grab it. It was that kind of conversation went on. It wasn't like I just climbed up there, you know. It was like, now, if the thing come out, somebody's going to be down there, right? Well, oh, yes. You know, it was that kind of deal. We had that kind of deal going. But you don't see none of that in the movie, you know. You don't see me go like this. Now, y'all sure I ain't going to come off this thing, right? And you see none of that. All you see is this. You know.
This movie, Eddie, besides the stunts, this movie has a lot of action, It has a lot of guns, a lot of shooting, a lot of violence.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say something about that, Bri.
Do you think it's at all important for the Eddie Murphys of the world to try to restrain any of the violence on camera?
Well, you know, I don't do a lot of violent movies, you know. My movies don't have violent themes in them, usually. This is just cops and robbers movie, you know. And we live in a violent society, you know. So if you're going to do a movie and it's supposed to be reflective of society, you have to have, you know, reality in it. Otherwise, the audience will sit there and go, oh, that's not reflective of the world that I live in.
How come recent articles I read about you talk about Eddie Murphy reaching a crisis point in his career?
Yeah, I always wonder what that stuff is about. Because I don't even consider what I'm doing. I don't have a career. You know, I'm in. You don't? No, I'm an artist, and I live my life, and I'm living my life, and I do movies and stuff. But a career is like, you know, like I'm trying to build to something, or hope one day I was blessed, and I'm very fortunate that I had a lot of commercial success early on in my, you know, when I started doing movies. So I don't.
What do you make then of this talk that your box office appeal is sagging?
Oh, I guess it's because, you know, they compare movies that just came out to old movies. But my last picture, you know, did a lot of money. I don't get it.
Is it not fair for them to compare it against things that were?
I don't even go in. I haven't analyzed it if it was fair or not. You know, you read it and you look at it and you say, oh, what's that? What does that mean? And then, you know, you just keep going on. I've done 12 pictures, 11 pictures. I'm 33 years old. My movies have grossed $2 billion worldwide. If I stop right now, I got the belt. I have the belt.
Before we go, one final note along the same lines from Eddie Murphy in 1997, after The Nutty Professor put him back on the map.
Before Nutty Professor came out, it was like, do you feel the pressure to have a hit? It's been so long since you had a big hit. And then if I have the big hit, then it's like, well, now do you feel pressure to have another one? Then all I'm going to be feeling is pressure, and I never smell the roses. And I must smell the roses.
Eddie Murphy, husband, father, Saturday Night Live veteran, recording artist, maker of hit movies, bringing in paychecks of as much as $20 million. That's a whole lot of roses. And that's Time and Again for now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jane Pauley, and we're history.
Includes flatulence. You may hear the words backside, tush, buttocks, and rump. In addition, Mr. Stern's conversation may contain references to cutting the cheese, stepping on a duck, blowing a big one, doing the blue flame trick, bacon brownies, whoever smelt it, dealt it, cheek music, killing the canary, silent but deadly, squeakers, dropping the sphincter stink bomb, pants poppers, butt burps, lighting a 3-bean flambe, ass blasters, stinky steamers, and blowing one out your Krakatoa.
Okay, you've been warned. Let her rip.
Live from Los Angeles, it's the Magic Hour. Tonight, the one, the only Howard Stern. A special performance by the Losers.